Today, we're talking about former President Trump being convicted and what that means, Supreme Court Justice Alito declining to rescue himself from upcoming cases, OpenAI making deals with media companies, and other top news for Friday, May 31st. Stay informed while remaining focused on Christ with the pour-over today. Here's the quote of the day. There is toleration for everybody who conforms to the fashion of the day, but no toleration for anyone who believes that the laws of heaven should regulate life on earth. Charles Spurgeon. Let's get started with some espresso shots. In an unprecedented verdict, former President Trump was found guilty on all 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. The jury deliberated for 9.5 hours before reaching a unanimous decision yesterday afternoon. Up next, sentencing on July 11th and almost certainly an appeal. Each charge carries a maximum sentence of 4 years in prison, but as a 77-year-old first-time offender, prison time is unlikely. The judge, whom Trump has repeatedly decried as biased and corrupt, could also impose a sentence of probation, which would require regular check-ins with the NYC Probation Department or a fine. Following the verdict, which does not impact his eligibility to run for president, Trump blasted the trial as rigged and disgraceful, saying the real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people. The verdict is big world news but small eternal news. We shouldn't allow this, or any other trial, to consume our thoughts, direct our emotions, or dull our hope. God is not shaken or surprised, and our job as His followers has not changed. Love God and love others. Hebrews 13:8 says, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito will not excuse himself from two 2020 election-related cases. Several Democratic members of Congress requested his recusal following reports that an upside-down American flag and an Appeal to Heaven flag, both used by the so-called Stop the Steal movement, were flown outside his homes. In a letter, Alito indicated that his wife was responsible. He noted that the Supreme's recently adopted Code of Conduct requires justices to hear a case unless disqualified, and his wife being a vexillophile, flag lover, doesn't amount to disqualification. Alito also said that his wife's flag flying was in response to a neighborhood kerfuffle, not national politics. The critical lawmakers are unimpressed but largely powerless. Supreme Court justices self-govern. The only potential consequence they face is impeachment by the House and removal from office by the Senate. Culturally hot topics, like Supreme Court ethics, frequently make people think, speak, and act poorly, including us. We can respect others and represent God better if we are quick to listen and slow to speak. James 1:19-20 says, My dear brothers and sisters, understand this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to anger, for human anger does not accomplish God's righteousness. OpenAI is making deals. This week, the company behind ChatGPT signed licensing agreements with The Atlantic and Vox Media to use their content for training and output. In an attempt to dodge copywriting lawsuits like the ones from the New York Times, the Chicago Tribune, and other news outlets, OpenAI also signed a deal with News Corp last week. The contract, worth an estimated $250 million, allows the tech company to access copyrighted content from the Wall Street Journal, Fox, and the New York Post. There's some fine print. When a specific work is referenced in an answer, ChatGPT will include a citation and a link to the original article. In turn, The Atlantic will be able to harness OpenAI's tech to power Atlantic Labs, its startup wing focused on AI products and uses. Consumers and companies alike can use technology to hoard power and wealth or bless others. Whatever technology you're using, remember to use every resource at your disposal to honor God and love others. Proverbs 11:25-26 says, A generous person will be enriched, and the one who gives a drink of water will receive water. People will curse anyone who hoards grain, and a blessing will come to the one who sells it. Sometimes it feels like money doesn't stretch very far these days. But when you sponsor a child through Compassion International, just $43 per month is crazy powerful. Sponsorship means education, clean water, healthy food, medical care, and most importantly, hope. Through local churches in the area, sponsored children build relationships with Jesus-loving adults who can offer the specific support kids need to thrive. Not sure where to start? Go to compassion.com/TPO or find the link in the show notes and search by birthday to see if there's a child with your birthday that needs a sponsor. In other brews, here's a rapid round of updates. North Korea sent South Korea over 260 balloons filled with trash and excrement as a gift on Wednesday. The Hermit Kingdom said it was responding to South Korean activists sending balloons filled with anti-Pyongyang leaflets, food, water, and K-pop music across the border. South Korean officials called the trash balloon stunt base and dangerous, while also vowing to respond calmly. All charges were dropped against golfer Scottie Scheffler, who was arrested for allegedly assaulting a police officer with his car while arriving at the PGA Championship. Jefferson County Attorney Mike O'Connell said that Scheffler's explanation of a misunderstanding was corroborated by the evidence. Scheffler posted that he wanted to put the incident behind him while praising the difficult job of police. Abercrombie & Fitch is making sales like it's 2002. Better even. The company just posted its best first quarter earnings ever, sending shares surging 24%. The brand has truly become a comeback kid, pivoting away from tiny skirts and shirtless in-store models to products that appeal to working millennials, like the new A&F wedding shop. Major League Baseball incorporated statistics from over 2,300 Negro League players into its record books, changing up the all-time leaderboards. Josh Gibson now has the best career batting average, .372, besting Ty Cobb's, .367, and slugging percentage, .718, moving Babe Ruth's .690 down a slot. Many MLB players praise the change as long overdue. The bird flu outbreak keeps flapping on. Farmers in Sioux County, Iowa, announced plans to kill over 4 million chickens after an outbreak of H5N1 was detected on Tuesday. This marks the largest impacted flock since 5 million birds were infected in Florida in 2022. H5N1 isn't just for birds anymore. Alpacas recently tested positive on a farm in Idaho. And that's all we have for today. Thanks so much for listening. If you're listening on the Apple Podcast app, give us a 5-star rating and drop a review. If you're listening on Spotify, give us a follow and hit the notification bell to never miss a new episode. We appreciate your support and hope you have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday.